being able to process information in their selection. Let us go with the first pick in the 2020 draft. Joe Burrow, quarterback, LSU. He's being chased. And Burrow dives, touchdown! And he gets up and rumbles to the end zone. Wide open. A flag is down. It's intercepted. It's David Long into the end zone for the touchdown.
What do you say we get this going, boys? Let's look at this game. Woo! What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Christian Ballard here, Ballard Sports Media. Hope y'all enjoyed that small little hype video I made. I figured I'd throw it in here. I got it uploaded to the channel if you want to go check it out. But I figured I'd throw it in here. And it is the Super Bowl preview. It's the biggest game of the NFL season, obviously being the championship, the battle for the Lombardi Trophy. And this one is set up to be very historic, as if we haven't had a couple historic ones lately. You know, you look back at last year, it wasn't necessarily that the Bucs won it, but that Tampa Bay brought in Tom Brady and won a Super Bowl, but they won it in their home stadium. You look back at Super Bowl 54, right? You look back at Mahomes winning one for the Chiefs for the first time in 5 decades? It's been 50 years for them. So some droughts have been ended. We've seen before that, it's been like the Patriots, the Eagles, Patriots, Broncos, Peyton Manning retiring. There's been a lot of great Super Bowls in recent history, but I have a feeling this could be probably one of the better ones. This is coming from a Tampa Bay fan, right? Don't get it twisted now. As a Tampa Bay fan, I thank Tom Brady for Super Bowl 55. Now, was it the greatest game? It was special. It was the most memorable and favorable for me as a fan. But was it, forget being a Bucs fan for a second, be an NFL fan. You don't have a team, you're not pulling for them, but you love the game of football. Was it the best we've ever seen? No. I don't think it was even close. I mean, it was a blowout. It wasn't down to the wire. The only thing significant from that standpoint is Tom Brady won one outside of New England, and it was, the first time a team won it in their home stadium. Speaking of that, we got the game at SoFi Stadium over in LA, California. I think they call it Inglewood over there. I don't know what they call it. That being said, it is Super Bowl 56. The LA Rams and the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's get it, baby. Let's go. So what can we expect? Well, first off, how these teams get here, obviously winning the playoff games and everything. The Rams last made the Super Bowl back a few years ago in the 2018 season, Super Bowl 53. It was 13-3. What was the issue? The Patriots have that good defense, of course, right? The Rams had some good defense. They shut down Tom Brady. But I think if you look at the Rams standpoint, they had Jared Goff, right? I think they still had Todd Gurley. They didn't get Sony Michel from the Patriots yet. And they didn't bring in Matt Stafford. They got it now with Cooper Kupp, Matt Stafford, Sony Michel. Cooper Kupp has improved greatly since then. I believe he was on the team. And he was still pretty good, but Cooper Kupp has had one of the better seasons that he's had in a long, long time, right? You look back at it, just overall, they didn't have an offense. They had no answers. I'm just going to say this, and I hate to throw players under the bus, and you're going to say, well, he's with the Lions. We don't know that. I really don't think Jared Goff is that good of a quarterback, at least for a starting franchise guy. No, I don't think he's a good quarterback at all. Matthew Stafford, he had some issues here there with the Rams. Got drafted back in 2009 from Georgia. Give him credit. You know, I say Rams. He was with the Lions. I apologize. Let me clarify that. You know, he gets drafted, and he had some good moments. He got hurt a few times. Some people call him injury prone. I don't know. He's been healthy all year long now. I think the Lions are just a cursed team. They're like, do I want to say Tennessee of the NFL? Because I know we got the Titans, but like they're a dead NFL program. They're a disgrace. They're an embarrassment. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to preview the Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford has waited this moment for a decade now, right? He did not win a title at Georgia. He's probably one of those quarterbacks that did so good in college, you wonder how he didn't get a national title. You just wonder that, don't you? I mean, seriously. But you got the quarterback matchup with Matthew Stafford and Joe Burrow. This is going to be a great game. You look at history real quick. Cincinnati is 0-2 in Super Bowl history, both against the 49ers. Go back to Super Bowl 16, way back when. You know, for the 81-82 season. They lost that game 26-21. They would rematch them a few years down the road, 7 years to be exact, in the 88 season. And the 49ers won again, 20-16. The Rams are 0-3 in their Super Bowls, if I'm not mistaken. Let me pull that up and double check because I didn't write down, but their most recent was a 13-3 with the Patriots in Super Bowl 53. Let's see. Let me see here. It says they have a 1-3 record. They started out as the LA Rams, by the way. But anyway, I mean, they've been there, done that. I guess they, let's see. Los Angeles Rams. I don't know. I can't find it. All I know is that they've played Tom Brady twice in a Super Bowl. They've played the Patriots, I think. Let me see. Oh, here you go. Let me pull this up for you. Now, I think it was back when it was the AFL-NFL World Championship. It wasn't necessarily called the Super Bowl to start out. They started out actually as the Cleveland Rams, right? Now, 1945 season, they won the NFL championship. So I apologize for getting the records mixed up. So they won the championship. Okay. I guess the Redskins at the time. They lost one to the Eagles. They lost one to the Browns. And then they beat the Browns. That's 2-2 right there. That's a championship. 2-3. Those are NFC titles. 2-4. Here's Super Bowl. I guess, what is that? Super Bowl 9? 10 or 14, actually. I'm sorry. They lose to the Steelers. And then I don't think they really made one until this Patriots they lost. They won one against the Titans. Man, I apologize. Yeah, I must not have done enough history, but the Rams they've got a few of, they've played. Okay, here you go. 4 NFC championships. Now the Super Bowl era, they're 1-4. So I guess in a way I looked at the actual Super Bowl era is what I did, but I guess I must have miscounted. It wasn't 2, it was 4, and they only got 1, so they're 1-3 in actual Super Bowls. But again, I backtrack a bit. Look at the quarterbacks here. Let's get back to that real quick for a second. Right? Joe Burrow and Matthew Stafford. Who needs it more? It's clear that Matthew Stafford needs this game more, right? Now, you can make a case for Burrow like, oh, what if they don't have this type of team next year and they fall off and it was a fluke? Possible. How do we know the Rams won't do that? Well, the Rams have been there, done that with their defense. But what about Matthew Stafford? He's been through heck and back with the Lions. He really has. I mean, I feel sorry for Matthew Stafford. He was so great at Georgia. He gets drafted in 09, and he has a couple good years here or there. The Lions are just that cursed team. Do not go to Detroit. Dodge them. Dodge them. Don't go. Right? Anyway, it's the second time ever, a second straight season. By the way, 2 times in history has a team been in the Super Bowl at their home stadium. Last year with the Bucs, and they won 31-9 over the Chiefs, of course. And this year, we don't know yet, but the Rams are hosting it at their stadium at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, right? Some key players I'd look out for. We talk about the quarterbacks and how great they are. Let's take a look at all that. Let's just go ahead and pull the game summary up on ESPN. And then we'll take a look at, some key players I want to watch. We got the Rams 12-5 in regular season play. You got the Bengals finished 10-7. It's a 4-point spread. The Bengals have a 33% chance to win. The Rams have a 66% chance to win. You round those. Matthew Stafford, 404 of 601, over 4,000 yards passing. He's got more yards than Joe Burrow does. He's got more touchdowns. But he's got a couple more interceptions. That's no big deal. But I would also say that the Bengals got off to a little bit of a slow start, and it wasn't until a month into the regular season that we looked at this team and we said, who knows what they could do? And they just kind of took it by storm. So maybe part of those stats that Matthew Stafford has more, and he's just a more experienced, and obviously the Rams have, the better coaching with Sean McVay. You got Sonny Michel you bring in from the Patriots, who was a Georgia running back. It's pretty cool. I'm just now realizing you got a Georgia running back and quarterback on the same team. And, of course, you got 2 LSU guys and Chase and Burrow over in Cincinnati. But Sonny Michel, 208 carries on the year, 845 yards and 4 touchdowns for him. Joe Mixon, you compare that. He's got more carries. He's got more yards. He's got more touchdowns. Does that surprise me? I mean, it's not necessarily not surprising or surprising. Joe Mixon's been pretty good. Cooper Kupp, he's got more receptions than Chase. He's got more yards, and he's got 3 extra touchdowns. It's pretty incredible to see that. And again, Cooper Kupp's like that lone standout receiver for the Rams. But, of course, every team has multiple different weapons. You look at the injury report, Darrell Henderson is injured reserve as of the other day. As of yesterday, Tyler Higbee is questionable. CJ Uzomah, the tight end. So both these teams with their key tight ends are both questionable, could play on Sunday. And it's likely. I don't want to sit here and say it's not likely. I don't know. But it's a good possibility that they also do not play. Robert Woods is injured reserve for the Rams. Is that a key loss? I think so. I think he started out having a good season, and it's just kind of been up and down. And Cooper Kupp has definitely stole the spotlight a little bit and been the go-to guy, really, period. But Robert Woods is really good for the Rams, and I think that's a key player that you would like to have in a Super Bowl. But, of course, these teams are well-built, even on defense. I've watch the Bengals, and they're pretty solid. But some key players I would look out for the LA Rams, besides the quarterback, obviously, because obviously the game's going to be all about Matthew Stafford versus Joe Burrow. But don't sleep on these guys here. Aaron Donald, is he the best in the league? I would say he's definitely up there. You look at what he's done this year for him. He's really, really good. In the postseason, he's played in all 3 games. He's had 3 tackles on his own, 6 assists. Let me actually forget the postseason. Let's just look at all of this year, because it trips me up that I have it set to just the postseason, because I'm like, 3 games? What are you talking about here? Aaron Donald, he played in all 17 games, right? And in the regular season, he had 84 tackles, 12.5 sacks for a total of 111-yard sack loss. Or sack yards, tackle for loss, 19. No picks. He did force 4 fumbles. He did not recover any. Obviously, he had some guys in there to do that for him. But, also sometimes they weren't able to get that. Jordan Fuller and Taylor Rapp is probably the best safety combo in the league. 63 tackles for Jordan Fuller, 64 for Taylor Rapp for the Rams, of course. On their own, those are their solo tackles. 113 for Jordan Fuller in total. He has no sacks. He has a tackle for loss. He's got a pick. No touchdown, but he's got an interception for 34 yards. He's defended 4 passes. Taylor Rapp has 4 picks for 31 yards. He's defended 6 passes overall when you look at it. I know I don't have the stats pulled up here, but I guess I could share that one for you just real quick. Overall, when I look at this, I'm not going to go through every player, but you guys have watched these teams, obviously. You know who it is. You know what's going on and everything like that. So, but the Rams are known for their defense. Aaron Donald, basically, I think some of these guys are worse stat-wise on paper. Like, I think on paper it could be a little bit worse. But trust me when I say that Bengals O-line has got to come prepared and play, because you got to defend Aaron Donald. You got to make sure the receivers like Chase or Uzomah, whatever, can get open in space. Give Burrow some moments to make big plays downfield. You got to get past Taylor Rapp, Jordan Fuller. Troy Reeder's a good linebacker for him. Leonard Floyd is really, really good. He's got 37 tackles on his own, 70 on the year, 9.5 sacks for 69 yards. That's pretty good. 7 tackle for loss. The guy that leads the team, though, in pretty much every category. I mean, you will hear all these names on Sunday, and you might know who they are. But can we just be real for a second? And this isn't to take anything away from all the other guys on the Rams defense, but I do think it's Aaron Donald and then everybody else in the league for him overall. I picked 3 key players to watch for the Rams. We know about Aaron Donald. I put Cooper Kupp. He's got 168 yards after catch on the year. You give him the ball, he's very fast and electric. He's a physical threat. I think if you let a man behind you, if you're the Bengals secondary, and you let a guy like Cooper Kupp get behind you or ahead of you downfield, and you can't cover that man, it's game over. He's going to be the key threat and the key guy to go to for Matthew Stafford. Overall, I mean, he's an incredible. He's an incredible player. He really is. He's played in all 17 games in the regular season, 145 receptions, 100. He was targeted 191 times. He has 16 touchdowns. No fumbles for him. Yards after catch, 846. It's incredible. Got guys like Tyler Higbee out there, Van Jefferson, Odell Beckham. I don't know what's up with Odell Beckham, man. I mean, he started out, he was so good for the Giants. And then he went to, where'd he go? The Browns, and he did okay there. He's not the guy. That's the biggest name on their depth chart is Odell Beckham, because everybody talks about Odell Beckham. But you got to understand, he is not the best guy they got. Not even close. Van Jefferson and Cooper Kupp are a great receiving duo. For sure. But it starts with Cooper Kupp. He's got great hands, great size, physical threat downfield. He's a deep threat. If the O-line is protecting Matthew Stafford and you give him time, and if Cooper Kupp's open, 9 times out of 10, you're taking that shot, and 9 times out of 10, I think he's going to make that catch. Big play downfield, if not a touchdown. That's just the guy that the Bengals secondary has got to cover. And here's the thing. I like their defense. I do. Logan Wilson, it starts out, he's got 100 tackles on the regular season, 4 interceptions for the Bengals. Now, in the postseason for Logan Wilson, he's had 30 tackles, no picks yet, but Mike Hilton has a pick for him. Or I'm sorry, he did get an interception, but he's kind of tied up there with the leader in interceptions. Or, I mean, there's obviously one, but they got Mike Hilton listed. I don't know how they do that. When guys have tied, it's like, oh, well, they all have one, so let's just pick one guy to put there on the leader. But the defense for the Bengals is great. It really is. But they're facing one of their more difficult challenges on the year yet, for sure. And they're going to have to go out there. They're going to have to play this game very, very well, very, very tough. Here's what it comes down to, ultimately. I don't want to be on here too long. 80-degree weather in Inglewood. Let me go back to the game summary real quick, and let's look at the spread. Let's look at all that. Overall, what I'll say is that both of these teams have amazing offense and defense, and clearly this is probably going to be a Super Bowl for the ages, a Super Bowl for history. The Rams have a 66.3, rounded 66% chance to win. You can round the Bengals to 34 at 33.7. So they love the Rams. The Rams are a 4-point favorite. They're at home. Like, literally, everyone's talking about Joe Burrow being in a Super Bowl. They're not talking about him possibly winning a Super Bowl because I think they're looking at everything the Rams have. And I don't blame them. I would not be surprised either way this game falls. If the Rams win it, they win it. The only thing I will say is if a team hits 30 points, they will win the game. I think the first team to hit 30 points is an automatic. We're running away and we're winning this game. The thing is, though, you got some good offenses. And what I would hope for, because of the quarterback play and everything and all the weapons these teams have, I would hope for a shootout. But, man, even on the defensive side, this is what it comes down to. It's not the defense that'll win this game for this team that I'm fixing to pick. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw the score up. I'm just going to go ahead and call it. I think the Bengals get it done 27-23. I think this is just one of those where you got to think, who needs it more, though? I mean, how do we know the Bengals are going to bring this back next year? Which they will bring it back. But how do we not know that it's a fluke? I'm not saying it is. I don't think so. I hope not. I love this. I love what they're building in Cincinnati. I do. Here's the thing. You got Zach Taylor as the head coach, Mike Brown's the GM, who is everyone has brought it all together. It's not just the players, it's the coaching and everything. And they've done such a fantastic job. Who knows? How do I put this? Would you be more so willing to bet? And I got the Bengals winning by 4, 27-23. And I think it's a late touchdown to Jamar Chase that'll win it. That's a bold claim in a way because I'm telling you how I think it's going to win. I think the offense, if they can be out there late in the game, I trust Cincinnati's offense to go at it. That they'll have a rough night. And for all we know, maybe there's a little bit of a deficit at half and maybe a little bit of a comeback. And again, it would not surprise me if the Rams won this game. But I'm going to go with the underdogs and the Bengals, man. I think it's going to be great. The Rams will obviously have the better defense. I trust Burrow and Jamar Chase and company, Joe Mixon, the running back. But a duo, man, Burrow and Chase at it again. Can they do what they did at LSU? I think they could, right? I think in the final minute or final seconds maybe, I say this is a bowl play. And I don't care if I get this right. I mean, it'd be great. If I'm right about this, man, holy cow. I'm not going to care. I just hope that I'm right about who I'm picking to win. And obviously, I would like to get a football score right once in my life. But I'm going to say 27-23 Bengals. And I think in the final minute or so, a late connection, Burrow to Jamar Chase can get it done. And the Who Day Nation going to be on top. That's Who Day. Cincinnati Bengals, baby. Woo! I'm going to tell you what. They're going to get this done. They're going to take care of business. It's either going to be a late connection or something like that I think could happen, or maybe their defense, or I don't know. And again, if the Rams win, it could be the same score. It could be more. The only thing I really, and it would have surprised me, but if this game is in the 30s, it would kind of surprise me a bit. Like if it's like a 38-35 or something, or it's a shootout. I mean, I know they got some good offenses, but they also got some good players on defense that I don't think everyone's talking about. I mean, we talk about the Rams defense, but I think we're all looking at the quarterback play. That's what this one's about. Because you have a second-year quarterback who's 2 years removed from winning a championship at LSU, who could win as a rookie a Super Bowl, and for all we know, Super Bowl MVP. Which, by the way, I don't know who to expect. Based on this score and everything, it might be Burrow for Super Bowl MVP. It might be him. It might be Chase. I don't know if the Bengals have that key guy on defense to maybe win MVP. But, again, premiering this video for you guys, let me know what you think. Who do you expect to win this? Tell me what I missed. Tell me what I overlooked. Is my score, does it make sense? I don't know, but I personally expect a lot of great defense, even from both sides. And I think it comes down to maybe who might have the ball last. And I trust the Rams defense to maybe make a stop on Burrow, but also more so my gut feeling says there's something in him that I know he could get it done. I mean, the Bengals have had their fair share of close games and issues this year. I mean, they're, again, looking at this, and I apologize, I didn't get into this, but I mean, it's pretty even at 27 points a game. It's so close, though, with the defense, too. I mean, the Bengals are allowing 19, the Rams 18. Rams have more yards. Bengals can run the ball better, more effectively. However, 54 rushing yards, that should scare you if you're the Bengals and Joe Mixon. I wouldn't trust that. And by the way, look at these close games. In overtime at Kansas City, they win by a field goal with McPherson or whatever. I guess, didn't he get back-to-back walk-off game winners? I know he got the Titans one. They shut down the Raiders. The Rams played one close game with the Bucs and handled Tom Brady on the road. They handle the Niners. They handle the Cardinals. The Bengals have, for the Rams in the postseason, they had the Tampa game, and that was it. The Bengals have obviously faced a close game practically every single week outside of, I guess, that wild card. So, I mean, they know how to handle it. But, again, I say 27-23. Give me the Houday Nation. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, and company. I think they can ultimately get it done. Hey, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I love you guys. I don't think I'm going to go live for the game. Just going to be hanging with my family and friends, Super Bowl party type of thing. So just going to hang out and enjoy the game. I hope y'all eat well, be safe, because I know it's a big weekend. Don't get too crazy. Don't get carried away. Don't get out of hand. But have fun. Let me know in the comments who you think's going to win, your score predictions, what's going to happen, anything that I missed, anything I'm overlooking or maybe underestimating or whatever. Because, I mean, I tried to, based on what I've seen, these teams have great offenses. That Rams defense is electric too. But like I said, how it comes down to the wire like this, I trust Joe Burrow more to get it done in a clutch moment than Matthew Stafford. I know that might sound crazy because Stafford's a veteran and has a lot more experience, but Burrow's had his good moments this year in year two. And, he'll definitely – I mean, are we going to start talking about him being a Hall of Famer if he wins this game? I'm not, because I think that's too early. But, again, we'll just wait and see what happens. But I love you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe right here to Ballard Sports Media for more sports content. Appreciate y'all watching and tuning in today. God bless. Jesus loves you. I love you guys. And like I always say, folks, roll Tide, roll. Love you guys. Ballard Sports Media. Check it out. See ya.
Roll Tide!